A Tzikvik Tale from the CCRU Writings. Pabacus. One day on their way north, 3 travelers encountered a frog monster. Before it can block their path, the first traveler rushes past and disappears into the snow. Enraged by this maneuver, the frog monster seizes the other 2. "This is my road," it croaks, "and if you want to go any further, it will cost you each a sack full of worms." "O great and slimy beast," replies the second traveler respectfully, "the land is frozen, the earth is hard as iron, and worms are hard to find. Then you should seek them amongst the dead," counters the frog monster implacably. The 2 travelers set off on their long search. After much wandering and many adventures, they arrive at last at fabled Chakululok, the city of the worms, where they are greeted by the dead. They explain their plight and beg their ancestors for worms. "The worms are our treasure," the dead answer cunningly. "They are all that remain to us. How can you expect us to give them away for nothing? But do not despair, there is a game of chance we value highly. If you remain here and play with us a while, perhaps you can win them honestly." The second traveler is appalled. "It is evil to play amongst the dead," he declares. "I should rather abandon my journey altogether." Saying this, he returns to the south and never sees the frog monster again. The third traveler is not so easily dissuaded. He agrees to bargain and sits down to play. Luck is with him. After many games, his sack is full of worms. But, just as he is about to leave, he notices a familiar figure amongst the throng of gamblers. It is his missing friend, the first traveler. "What are you doing here?" he asks, shocked and perplexed. "No sooner had we parted than I was caught in a terrible storm," his dead companion replies. "Since then this city has become my home." He continues sadly, "Now you have won what you need, and must leave me here to sleep with the worms, and to dream of gaming with those that still live." The third traveler returns to the frog monster, gives him the worms he has won, and continues on his journey. A little way along the road he notices the signs of the storm. Redneck commentary. You call it the Black Lake legend, and it sounds kinda grand. I call it your typical Tukey crap, and that's nearer the reality of the thing. Judge for yourself. I don't know about this singing and dancing thing they're doing at the casino, but the story's simple enough anyhow. Starts with a bunch of Tukeys just traveling, you understand. All their stories take that for granted. They're always about journeys going nowhere in particular, unless things go wrong, and it turns out they're going somewhere really bad. You can ask me about the Tukey problem round here, and I'll tell you just as clear as you like. The Tukey problem is your average fucking Tukey. Main thing being that they ain't got no sense of destination. That's why nothing ever comes of anything they do. It's a kind of stubborn meaninglessness at the heart of what they are. They ain't going nowhere, and they never were. That's the simple fucking truth of the matter. Anyhow, there's these wandering Tukeys, and they walk slap bang into the devil, although it wasn't the devil, not exactly. But it must have seemed like it, to them, because it got in the way of their going nowhere, if you follow me. Danger being that they might end up somewhere, arrive, and there ain't nothing for them so bad as that. So the devil creature won't let them pass, unless they rob the dead. You see, we ain't exactly in Bible territory here, so first you've got your bumming around, then comes the stealing. Now I'd expect they'd all get drunked up a bit at this point, but that ain't in the story as I heard it. Instead they set up a gambling pit, and during the course of some hoodoo, card-sharping shit, with the dead, win everything they need to pay off the creature and head off nowhere. Now you can call that a legend if you want, mister, but in my book, anything that starts off going nowhere and ends up going nowhere ain't saying nothing worth hearing.